Time for the main event!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, it's been a minute since I've made a Dead or Alive 6 last round video. It's mainly because there's been so much going on with the 2K games, and there hasn't been any really new information about the Dead or Alive 6 last round game or the Dead or Alive 7 game that's now in development. So, why am I making this video? Well, there's a little showcase, little event happening tomorrow with Xbox. Now, there's been the summer showcase, there's been the state of play, there's been all these other showcases. But tomorrow, because of how synonymous Dead or Alive has been with the Xbox brand over the years, if you look back to the original Xbox, we had Dead or Alive 3, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, we had Dead or Alive Ultimate, they had re-releases of the first game, all that kind of stuff. So Dead or Alive has really been a big part of the Xbox brand. And also, Dead or Alive 4 was exclusive, and so was Dead or Alive 3, to Xbox 360. So it leads me to believe if they're going to show anything before the game comes out at the end of the month, as of the making of this video, it comes out in a few weeks, I think tomorrow's the day. Mainly because Microsoft's about to celebrate their 25th anniversary, right? And what was right there pretty much at the launch of the original Xbox? It was Dead or Alive 3. So I really think that maybe they're trying to bring back that branding, bring back that partnership with Dead or Alive, assuming that, you know, with the current culture of the world right now when it comes to how they perceive women and all this kind of stuff, maybe Xbox doesn't want that image anymore. But back then, I mean, it was awesome. It was cool. It was more about the fighting game back then than it was the TNA. Kind of shifted more towards the TNA, but if we can get back to a good balance of both, I have a feeling this could be a marquee franchise, not only for Xbox, but for also other platforms. I just think because they have such a history with the Xbox brand, it makes a lot of sense for them to be the ones to reveal any new characters, any new stages, or any new things, any new happenings with the game before its release at the end of the month. So it makes a lot of sense to me. Why else would there have been no new information up until now? The Xbox event is supposed to be huge tomorrow. It's on Sunday. It's really going to tell us if Xbox is going to go back to first party or stick to the third party metrics. There's teasing going around saying that Asher Sharma has a big, huge atom bomb to drop tomorrow. I'm guessing that might be just, let's say, maybe she's taking Halo off of PlayStation, which to me, putting Halo on PlayStation, to me, personally, is kind of like if they put Mario on PlayStation, if that makes any sense. At one point, Master Chief and Halo were so big that I would literally compare them to Mario. Like, they were literally one of the biggest franchises in the world of gaming, and they took over the gaming industry. And now, unfortunately, our boy Master Chief has not had the greatest run the last couple games. He's still one of my favorite Xbox characters. In fact, he's probably the only reason I still buy Xbox is because I love Halo that much. I'm not big into first-person shooters unless it's Halo. I don't know. There's just something. I used to read the books. I used to read all that kind of stuff. Anyway, we're here to talk about Dead or Alive. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there. And the whole reason of this video is, what if they do show something for the game tomorrow? What are they going to show? Well, hopefully, it has something to do with guest characters. And if you go take a look over at Street Fighter 6 and their Season 4 they just showed, it got me really excited because Square Enix is now sharing their characters with other games for fighting games. I'm pretty sure they've done that before with Cloud in, obviously, yeah, they did it with Cloud and Sephiroth in Smash Brothers. Why not do it with the other characters for games like Street Fighter, and this other little fighting game that's about to come out, Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. So anyway, without further ado, let's look at some guest characters I hope we see, and if it is at the show tomorrow, and what other games in the Dead or Alive universe that might get announced for it, because they're trying to win back the Japanese crowd, because ever since the original Xbox, Microsoft just cannot get a foothold when it comes to the gaming division in Japan. And that's really sad. Anyway, let's get to it. So here is the character selection so far for Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. And the whole reason I wanted to make this video is because of the Xbox event that's going to happen tomorrow as of the making of this video, and the fact that they've been pretty quiet. And down here at the bottom, and I mentioned this in the last Dead or Alive video I made, it shows all these characters and it says, and more. So if they can get Tifa, that would be freaking huge. But before we get to Tifa Lockhart, let's go through the rest of these because I have a feeling I might be onto something here. All right, so if they want to bring back the franchise in a big way, the best thing they could do is bring back guest characters. And here are the 5 guest characters I would personally like to see in the game, and I think would make a lot of sense if they made it into the game. All right, we'll start at number 5 here and go backwards. Number 5, Chun-Li. We got Mai Shiranui. Why not get Chun-Li? I feel like it'd be awesome to have them both in a game. I would love to see Team Ninja's take on Chun-Li, just how they would make her look and everything. She'd probably have a really big booty. But anyway, I just want to see what they would come up with, and just to have her awesome iconic moveset in the game. They did a really good job with Mai Shiranui and her moveset. She kind of translates really well to the Dead or Alive mechanics and everything. So I really want to see what they do with Chun-Li, and I think Street Fighter and Capcom would be down with that, and would also lead to other collaborations with Capcom, other characters from other franchises, which really get me excited, because that means we might be getting like Mega Man suits, all sorts of other stuff, if they can get this collaboration with Capcom. That would be freaking phenomenal. Next up, for me personally, would be Zangief, or Zangief. I keep getting yelled at how I say it, but I've been calling him Zangief since I was a little kid, but I'm pretty sure it's Zangief. Someone comments down below. Because of Boss, because there's a lot of wrestlers in this game, and I love wrestling, because this is a wrestling channel, I would love to see Zangief in this game. I think he would fit this game perfectly, and he could be a big, huge character that they don't really have other than Base. They have big characters, but they don't have a massive, huge, muscular character, and I think Zangief would really fit that role, and his moveset would translate to this game perfectly. Because if you use Tina Armstrong or Boss, I think it's Boss, I've been calling it Base since I was a kid also. If you use their movesets, it's all grapples, it's all wrestling moves. I feel like Zangief would translate to this game perfectly with his mechanics. I don't know, I don't think they do the quarter circles or anything. They probably just change the button mechanics a little bit so it wouldn't be so, because the whole circle, having to do the whole circles and stuff to do the spinning pile drivers and power bombs, all that kind of stuff was kind of difficult in the lariat. But I really do feel that Zangief's moveset would translate to this perfectly. Now, next up, since they already have a collaboration with SNK, why not add in one more SNK character, B. Jeanette? Since most of this game is centered around TNA, or at least that's where the franchise started, why not have another character that's very buxom and really cool, and have B. Jeanette in here? I think that'd be really cool to complement Mai Shiranui and the rest of the cast. Number 2, now I'm not sure how this would work because she uses weapons, but I would love to see Eve from Stellar Blade in this game. I think that would be freaking awesome. I don't know how they would get it to work because she does have weapons. Although Ryu Hayabusa is in the game, and he has a bunch of weapons, but he doesn't use weapons. He just uses his ninja arts and ninja attacks. But I think he does have Shatter Stars that he throws out. I have barely used them. I mostly just use the wrestlers. Tina, Mia, I use her because she's an MMA fighter. Mai Shiranui, Rachel, Momoji, stuff like that, but I hardly ever used him because he had the cool, like, where he basically grab you in the air and spin you down and smash into the ground, which is also in his game. Anyway, Stellar Blade would really be cool and it'd get more eyeballs in it because it's a major franchise right now. They just showed off the sequel. I think this would be a great add to the game, and it would bring in more fans to this game because there's a huge cult following for Stellar Blade, and I feel like getting her in the game would be like, oh cool, she's in a fighting game? That's awesome. I'm going to go check it out. That would really help the Dead or Alive franchise if they could get a character as marquee as Stellar Blade, Eve from Stellar Blade. And of course, number 1 would be Tifa Lockhart. Both Tifa Lockhart and Mai Shiranui are my favorite female characters in the history of video games, along with Chun-Li. Imagine having all 3 major female leads in the gaming industry from our childhoods in one fighting game. Now, Tifa Lockhart has been announced for Street Fighter 6, and what better way to help promote the new Final Fantasy VII Chapter 3, or whatever was it, Revelation, the last part of Final Fantasy VII, than to put her into another fighting game. Like, you got her in Street Fighter, which is obviously the much, much bigger fighting game. Street Fighter's been around for freaking ever. I'm pretty sure it's the grandfather of all fighting games. It would just be really cool to see Tina with the battle mechanics they have in the Dead or Alive franchise. I would love to see Team Ninja's take on Tifa just to see how she looks. And all these characters, Eve, B. Jeanette, Zangief. I would love to see their take on Zangief. And, of course, Chun-Li. Now, I wrote down a bunch of other characters, but I didn't think they would fit this universe very well. I'll just name them off real quick. I won't go into deep detail. Sonya from Mortal Kombat, Storm from Marvel's X-Men. If they ever wanted to do like a Marvel crossover, that'd be freaking awesome. Or at least Marvel costumes would be cool if the franchise ever gets big enough. I wrote down Zangief, Ivy from Soul Calibur. I'm not sure how that would work because she uses weapons mostly. Her whole moveset's based around weapons. Chun-Li, I mentioned that. B. Jeanette, Mai Shiranui return. I wrote this out before they even re-announced them. Next up is the Halo Spartan character that was in Dead or Alive 4. I forgot to mention that. Absolutely bring that character back, especially if they're going to show this at the Xbox Showcase tomorrow. How cool would that be? They get to show off all the new stuff, whatever's coming to the Dead or Alive 6 last round and Dead or Alive 7, and they really like just go nuts and be like, oh yeah, by the way, we're bringing back that awesome Spartan character. Obviously, they'll probably put it available on all platforms because Microsoft's pretty cool like that. That would be so cool. It could be a paid character where they split the revenue with Microsoft, and it's the awesome Spartan character returning from Halo 4. Oh, that'd be so cool. She was one of my favorite characters in that game. She was just such a badass, man. And then, of course, Eve from Stellar Blade, and number one, even on my original list, is Tifa from Final Fantasy VII. So there you have it. Those are the 5 characters I hope get announced as extra DLC characters or added to the game. That would be really cool. Or at the very least, get some cosmetics items like costumes and stuff like that. That'd be really freaking awesome. Some hairstyles. I really hope they don't just re-release this game with what they've announced and then add in a couple new costumes here and there, and that's it. I really hope that they added a bunch of new characters, at least 5 new characters, added a ton of new costumes. Don't gouge them on the price, though, because they tend to overcharge for those costume parts, or the costumes in general, because they have the free-to-play model. Anyway, I just really want this game to succeed so we get more money that they can put into Dead or Alive 7. I feel like it's launching at a really good time. It's like before all the craziness that happens in July, August, September, and then of course October, and then the megaton bomb that is GTA in November. I feel like it's releasing right in the sweet spot in between everything, and I hope it doesn't get buried by everything, because Dead or Alive, regardless of how you feel about the fan service, the gameplay, the mechanics, it is a very fun fighting game. It's one of my favorite fighting games of all time, and it's a lot like a wrestling game. Like, I would love, and I mentioned this in my last 2 videos that I made on Dead or Alive, I would love to see Team Ninja take this engine and make a wrestling game out of it. I think they could do some really cool things if they ever made a wrestling game. They could even use the same characters. It's that cool. Anyway, sound in the comments below. Who would you like to see as a guest character? And as always, stay frosty.